Top. Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, BaHaSham, Qadash. Double one to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone. And shalom to Lek out there doing this work of faith and living with love and true sincerity. All right, so brothers, GMS Soldiers of Faith, New Jersey, / pray for a few days. What's the title again?
The devil's in the details.
The devil was in the details. That should be self-explanatory for itself. We're just going to dive into the scriptures and get the full explanation of this. All right. So with that, first scripture,
Psalm 64:1. It says, "Hear my voice, O power, and my praise, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
Exactly. Because it all deals with words with Esau. Everything is to define detail with Esau. When you look at how a part of how this constitution and everything was raised up, and how in general Esau got to learn like superior knowledge, right? The so-called founding fathers of this country, they only had a 5th grade level education, but you had certain jakes that came and that uprose and they learned from them, So we're truly the foundation of this whole thing. But bring that back.
Psalm 64:3. Who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
So they learned the words and learned how to twist them. That's why you have the term ambiguous. Ambiguous basically means double-tongued, or words going both ways or different ways. In the natural Hebrew tongue, we speak direct and forward. But in Esau's terms, you can speak a broad term and it can mean a various amounts of things. That's the trickery. That's the forked tongue that our brothers Gat and them was talking about that Esau has within his possession, man. Go ahead.
Hey, if I can add real quick, that's why it's very important to pay attention to your enemy. It's very important to pay attention to your enemy. Because when you look at that word frontline, simple Google search definition, it tells you one who's closest to the enemy. Now we of the hopeful elect are out there on the front line, teaching this word. Why? Because we're closest to the enemy. What allows us to be closest to the enemy? Because we're taking heed, and we're paying attention, to the laws that he's passing, certain degrees he's passing, and the less you pay attention, the more it's going to cost you your life, So that's what's going to happen to 2/3 of our own people. They're not paying attention. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's going to cost them. We of the hopeful elect, we're paying attention. That's why we're able to do these shows. That's why we're able to do these lessons. That's why we're able to provide edification, because we're locked in. We're objecting the infamy of the enemy, as written in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. We're objecting them, meaning what? We got a microscope upon this devil, and we're able to see it because the spirit of power, Yahawashi, is resting upon us in order for us to see it. More importantly, to expose them,
Verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. It says, for God shall shoot at them. I shall start back at 6.
Yeah, bring them back.
I'll just start back at 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
Hey, and that's the whole point. Who are they? Communion basically means like a coming together for a certain purpose. Communing privately against who? The innocent, because the scriptures refer to us as the so-called innocent. You know what I'm saying? Or as the weak, or as various references, just as the scriptures have various references for Esau. What do you call Esau? The wicked,
Son of perdition.
yeah, son of perdition,
Dragon.
the drag, yeah,
Serpent.
throne of iniquity, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way both ways. So when it's talking about that, who are they ultimately coming up against? It's us, a so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, according to this day. And we have to specify that for those who are either just coming into the truth or those who may just stumble across this video and you wondering about what's going on during these current times. You're facing the ultimate spiritual war, you know what I'm saying, of the so-called white man, which represents spiritual demon Satan, and Yahawah, which is the father, and Yahawashi, which is his son, and us being the Israelites, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but everything is under the Lord's hands. And we are representing that right hand of the power within this current time. And we letting you know what this devil, aka the so-called white man, is doing within this present time, and how he comes with this treachery and trickery throughout his words, his documents, his constitution, everything. Because the Constitution was not set up for us, it was set up for them. When it talks about we the people and all of that, that doesn't mean every single person that lives or that resides within America. That's referring to every Edomite from every nation under the sun. That's what that is referring to. It completely excludes Jake, a so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And when you go into the old head brother, Dr. Claude Anderson, and you'll find out, because the Lord gives us the general purpose. But when we dive into the details of it more throughout secular history, you get more of a full scope that matches up with the scriptures perfectly within its stead. You know what I'm saying?
I got a quick precept. It was Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
And one of the unrighteous decrees is that what we have here is HR 666. You know,
Beautiful.
and when you dig into it, man, like the title of this video, man, the devil's in the details, man. Right? So let's go on and just read a little bit of what they have devised. Okay, this is HR 666 to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants. Now, when you talk about the word grants, though, it's always talking about a disproportionate sector of people when it's giving out grants, right? Grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19, which stands for Certificate of Verification ID. That's basically what that the acronym is for, that, right? And related activities such as contact tracing through mobile health units. And we already see the mobile health units in the hoods already with the insurance companies.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're gonna have these mobile health units with this contact tracing, tracking down the people and urging them to get tested, right? So it says through mobile health units and as necessary at individual residences for other purposes. Okay, so what does that mean? That's basically medical martial law is going to come into effect, man. Okay, all right. These people are going to come into the homes of you tribes, man. Okay, this is what this is ultimately set up for, because it is profitable for Edom, okay, to get you people vaccinated first foremost than anybody else. Okay, you're at the top of the list of the people getting vaccinated, man. Okay, why? It's because they know who you are and they know the prophecies, man. All right.
Hey, and to add to you know what I'm saying, majority of the people that's receiving the government assistance is Jake. You know, because that goes back into the scripture where it says his children shall seek to please the poor. You know, that starts with those grants. You know, that starts with, you know, like Section 8, you know, welfare and other various programs as far as government assistance. That's why they choosing to mandate testing those individuals first, you know, because they're receiving that government aid, you know, because as we know, You know, the vaccine is pretty much the chip, man. You know, the market, and that's the mark of the beast of what the Bible speaks of. And not only that, they intend, you know, to separate the households, man. You know, so what? But this is something that they're not going to tell you on ABC News. They're not going to tell you this on CNN. Why? Because the devil's in the details. The information is in the alternative media and going into these particular laws that they're passing underline. You know, and I believe that HR 666 bill was passed on May 1st, man, which is what, May Day. You know, which is May Day.
Hey, just to harp on behind the brother, you know, the chip, we believe, you know, we understand that it's the mark of the beast, man. Okay, so if you get plugged with a RFID tag, all right, up under the skin, which the word mark goes into the Greek word charagma, which means brand, imprinted, mark, okay? Look, then you got the chip. Now, just doing further research and seeing what the procedures is with this COVID-19 vaccine, you know, there was a CBN, I think it was CBN, you know, it was a newscast, they covered it and talked about the API jet with a chip being attached to the dose of the vaccine, the C-19 vaccine. You know, we need to also understand is the chip going to be implanted up under the skin, you know, or how they're going to go with that type of procedure. But we do know the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Right. All right. So Esau playing games, man, and he want to find ways to strive to put this GPS tracking inside your body, you know, through other ways, you know, than everybody knowing of the norm that glass grain of a rice RFID chip. So it's possible that, you know, even our elders here at GreatMillStone brought out about nanobots, you know, and through chemicals. Now this is, you know, until we see further research and more evidence of it, but we do know, scripture said we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, that nanobots can carry GPS. Okay, you can either swallow a pill, which have nanobots in it, or you can be injected with nanobots, you know. And we also see that Esau's, he know the world knows about the chip, the mark, but he's crafty, he's skillful.
He can change the name.
Change the name. He could change the form of it. You know, but the scriptures say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. And also the precept too, the Lord said that he shortened the days for what? The elect's sake. You know.
Hey, and I know too, I got quite a few bits to say real quick.
Well, let me just dust this off. Because you bring out some scriptures. Let me just finish this real quick. All right, let me just, it says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
I must say, real quick, like I said though, again, the devil's in the details, and blessed is he who readeth. Now, when you go dig further into this bill, you get further into it though, because it's starting to generalize it, right? It says, permissible uses of funds. Talk about the grants now, that the government's going to give out the grants to
permission, right?
A grant recipient under this section may use the grant funds in support of activities described in section A to hire, train, compensate, and pay the expenses of individuals, and to purchase personal protective equipment and other supplies, right? In priority is in selecting grants recipients under this section, the secretary shall give priority to all applicants proposing to conduct activities funded under this section in hot spots in medically undeserved communities. Okay, so now the narrative that they're painting is that you tribes are the epicenter of this pandemic, right?
And
It
Brazil,
says-
and Brazil,
Israelites.
Right.
according to
Yup.
RT News, what they say.
Yeah, and South America. South America is the new
Chile,
pandemic,
Peru.
though. But ultimately now, with these local news networks are saying is that you Negroes and Latinos chiefly are at a higher rate than everybody else, right? So it says applicants that agree in hiring individuals. Okay, so they're gonna have these little entities that are gonna hire these individuals, right, to carry out activities funded under this section to hire residents of area or communities where the activities where primary occur with higher priority amongst applicants described in this paragraph, given based on the percentage of individuals to be hired in such area or community. So now you're going to have a high rate of people that are within the community that are going to take these jobs, okay, that are going to trace people down to be able to take the vaccination, man. You know, and it goes by as far as the more or less, the more people that are affected or the hot spots, quote unquote, the hot spots in those areas, the more people they're going to hire, right? Distribution. In selecting the grant recipients under this section, the secretary shall ensure that grants are distributed across urban and rural areas. Okay, so now we know the hot spots are going to be basically in these urban areas, man. You know, okay, amongst the poor. You know, anybody got anything else?
Yeah, hey, this brother right here. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got that.
So,
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's all good. Bringing it back to that point, like how you said, like how they might switch it up or whatever. Real quick, is Revelations 11 and 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. So we know, according to the scripture, that what America is supposed to be divided up into 10 parts. They even show you that in various shows throughout the past that happened. Like one specific show is not even Colony is perfect because they split it up too, and they call it factions and blocks and things like that. But another show was called Jeremiah, and that's that.
Jericho?
Yeah, Jericho. There you go. I'm saying Jeremiah. Thwada. Yeah, Jericho, because they show you how that America in that show, they only had 2 seasons, and that show was written and directed by a so-called Jew. And within that show, they show you that America actually bombed itself, but blamed it on another nation within that show. But they show you how America was divided. And even when you go into the news, according to those times, they were saying that America was going to be split up into 11 parts. But here in the scriptures, it say 10 parts to show you that what they just trying to get your mind construed to try to slightly throw a prophecy, but mentally though. But we know what the prophecy is supposed to be. It don't have to, like how we talk about like certain things within the scriptures. It don't have to be exactly that, but it's a roundabout figure so we can know what to aim for, know what to look for. But Esau would try to throw it off, the person would be like, oh, well, it says 10 here, but here it says 11. So you're wrong, because it's not, everything is not exactly to the T. The Lord will give you a roundabout figure at certain instances or certain points for you to be able to get it. But it's up to you to pick it up.
Hey, just to add to you, brother, you know, Esau is a devil, and the world is witnessing who the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Yeah.
Now, the scriptures is the foundation of what the elites are going after of. They're going according to scripture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But their scripture and their what they call interpretation is that they're gonna win. Yeah. They're gonna outlast. They're gonna outdo the Most High. They're gonna be everlasting.
Yeah.
But not realizing that the Most High, Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi is everlasting, and His word endure forever. Okay, even after this world passed, the Lord's words endure forever. So, what Esau is, what he's doing with starting with these elites, the Rawchaos, all right, that international banking families, okay, these elites, they're playing along according to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. So if they take a script out of the scriptures, okay, which is the world, which is how this world is conditioned and made and designed to be, they're playing a part of the Most High. The Most High is the author. Okay, he's the author, all right? He's the director. And things happen according to his will. So what's happening is that Esau believes on the left-hand side that he's going to win because he carnally took in scripture and applied it to make foundation, to draw forth his power in the earth to live forever, as if the Most High don't exist. But the Lord do exist. And what Esau is doing, he's playing right accordingly to the hand of the Most High to bring forth the scriptures to manifest, man. That the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, all right, starting with the elect, they're going to be delivered. They're going to have power, okay? We're going to be everlasting. We're going to have everlasting joy. Psalms 149 and 1 going on down. We're going to have a two-edged sword in our hand. You know?
Hey, real quick, hold on real quick. You still got the Psalm 64?
Yeah, I still got
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'll get ready to bring it out quick second. Like, because the thing is, like, how the brothers getting into it is basically, right, we already know, according to scripture, the Most High, he awoken certain people and he blinded some people, according to what Isaiah was at 6 and 9, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Isaiah 6 and 9. He blinded the ears and the eyes of certain people. So if the Most High deliberately had it here in the scriptures, all right, boom. You know what I'm saying? The 10th part of the city fell. Okay, they can get the 10th part, but then he has to have Esau come and try to switch it up, because then obviously the rest of the people who he don't want to get it is going to get it. So, you know what I mean? So the Most High got to have Esau in there to throw the monkey wrench in there so that certain people won't fucking get it. But go back to that point with the sharp words and all that real quick.
It says, I'll start back at 3. It says, "Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?"
Hey, and really, so that's what they're doing though. They're doing everything they're doing is a snare privately, man. Because it's like I said though, we're on the bottom, man. Why are you still so targeted at somebody on the bottom when you're on the top?
Right.
You know? Okay? You can just forsake anything that has to do with us and just continue to rule and do what you gotta do.
Right.
Why focus so much on the underprivileged, man, and the poor and the fatherless, like the scriptures talk about, man? You see? Because why? It's because they know who you are, man. You know, and it's being made more manifest day by day, man. You know?
And we know what they want to accomplish, and we're exposing it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Hey, real quick, one point, real quick. Like how getting back into the point of how we mentioned like Esau's the title again. Almost, I'm sorry.
That was in the details.
Yeah, the devil's in the details, right? Now about they vague and ambiguous language. Remember, ambiguous basically means two ways. Like how what's they say with a frog or whatever, what's the word? Or they say in general ambidextrous. Came from the same origin, meaning two ways or two fashions, basically. So when you look this up real quick, right? I'll look this up. The vague and I just typed in constitution, right? Constitution and the language. It says the vague and ambiguous U.S. Constitution, right? And check this out. It's highlighted. It says ambiguity, meaning different ways that it can go. Ambiguity and vagueness, meaning it's not really clear. Meaning I said something to you, but it can be interpreted different ways. You're not really understanding it, but if you say one thing, I could come back and say, nah, that's not how I mean it. I could twist the words, semantics, right? So it says ambiguity and vagueness crop up in the non-structural sections of the Constitution. Ambiguous words permit different understandings, while vague words do not allow for much understanding. So it's letting you know the whole Constitution is bullshit, because they can call it however they see it at that given time. This is why they say, oh, you have Second Amendment rights. Then according to what the 70s with the Black Panthers, we know a lot of that shit was set up. But then now they can say, oh boom, now we taking your Second Amendment rights by putting something else into play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is what they do.
Amendments mean to change.
Exactly, man.
Amendments
Exactly.
mean to change. So
Exactly.
law stands sure. You know what I'm saying? Law doesn't change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why they got to come with their words. You know what I'm saying? Amendments, you know, because they can change it and manipulate it at any given time for their benefit. You know what I'm saying?
In layman terms, though, it's just plugging up loopholes, man.
That's it.
Okay, the amendments are set up, and then they have amendments on amendments. You have the law, then you have amendments, and then they use the amendments to plug up any loopholes, man, that may be in it, man. You know, because like I said, this place is always looking for, and you know, Esau Edom, you know, is under these laws as well, and they look for loopholes in it. So now they know that these people are privy to these laws, and they try to find loopholes within it. And then what they do is they try to take it and put a Band-Aid over it and cover it up, man, to where, you know, it's unbreakable, man, you know, in their eyes.
I got a quick scripture. You got something? Go ahead.
Yeah, here's another one too. How they try to hide things: the 7 heads and the 10 horns, right? Now, NATO and the EU. Originally, how many European nations was it? It was supposed to be like 10, right? But over here, it's got 27. So that's another way to throw you off. Like, okay, now wait, the scriptures say 10, but let's go and add all these other countries. But you still fulfill prophecy because it matches up to what the Lord said. Not only that, and the scriptures say not to add to the word, which they did. By going 27, they went way past that. So the Lord now got even more of a right to destroy these devils and put them into slavery.
Yeah, there's 10 primary. 10 primary.
10 primary.
But the other ones are basically just, you know, hangers on. Like you have things like Sweden, Norway, Luxembourg.
They all go back to the 10.
They go back to the 10.
Yeah, you know, go back to the 10 though, but they're all in league with the 10 primary.
But it was a way to throw you off, to, like the brother said right here, not to, Solomon said right here, for them not to get it, because a lot of people ain't going to get it. So it's a throw off to say, you know what? Okay, only the elect going to get it, because the Lord said only the elect to get it.
Right, exactly, because they said that, look, they're defeating prophecy.
Right.
They're using the scriptures for foundation, but they're also defeating these scriptures. Well, in their minds, they're so-called defeating these scriptures with the same foundation. But it can't happen. Hey, real. I know you got something. I just want to raise something.
You got it.
Because this is what the Lord said, right? Because this brother, you made mention about the law.
Yeah.
The law of the Most High is different from the law of Esau.
Yeah.
The government is not the law. Okay, they carry their law, but they're not God. Okay, now this is Baruch form 1. This is the book and the commandments of the Most High and the law that endure forever. Why does the law of the Most High endure forever? Because it brings forth life. It brings forth structure in the flesh. It brings forth unity. Okay. It says, all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. That's why the law, statutes, and commandments were given to who?
The elect.
Israelites. In particular,
The elect.
the elect, man.
Though, because the elect is the ones that's going to keep it, man. And anybody else that tries to aid and abet to try to come against these scriptures or scoff at the scriptures or come against the scriptures, though, they shall leave it. They're going to die. That's it. You're finished, though. There's no foundation, other foundation that you're going to be delivered from the said come destruction, man, that the scriptures talk about, man. Okay? We know that these words are faithful and true, man.
That's right.
I got a quick precept for you going into that.
One last verse. All right. This is verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Who is Jacob? The Israelites. It says, walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. And we know illuminated means what? Enlightened. What's the code word of the elites that we know here? Illuminati. Which goes back to illuminate, because they've been illuminated on the left hand side, but we been illuminated on the right hand side.
Yeah, just to go into, the benefits of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. This is Proverbs 3:1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. So, you know, there you have it, you know. That pretty much sums up beautifulness, man. You know, peace and long life and length of days. Here in America, you get the opposite. You know, you got rappers talking about it all the time, man. They never thought they was gonna see 18. You know, why? Because they under the damn clutches of Esau, the so-called white man. And here it is. If you will follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you will be able to live long. You wouldn't have to get 6 heart transplants like that damn Rawchaa thing, man. You know?
Hey, just to add to the brother, man, Boosie badass.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Boosie badass.
They gonna die.
Hey, what we said earlier, if the scriptures say in Hosea, what's that, 2:4, he said, my people, or 4:6,
4-6.
my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, and because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee and thy children. Ye shall be no priest unto me. If Boosie badass have known the knowledge of the Lord, he would not be saying F the Most High.
You bugging.
You know? If his cousin died, he will understand why his cousin died, because his cousin's a nigga. Okay?
But this is the thing. Why are you upset when you murdered people yourself?
Exactly.
You've issued murders on people yourself. And you just did an interview with Vlad, you know, talking about how you grew up in a traditional home, a Baptist church, and you was getting on Dwayne Wade's son for being a homosexual, and you didn't want to apologize, you know, for saying don't chop his rod off, you know, and then here it is, your mother tried to bleach your dome, tried to get you to change up what you said, and talk to a partner of yours wanted you to talk to Jay-Z and to get in touch with Dwayne Wade to apologize, but you wasn't willing to apologize because you were standing on what you said.
What about when the Lord healed him?
That's right. Even when you had cancer, you know, the Lord healed you. And here it is, you spitting in the Lord's face. And that's why the Lord can't give you niggas his name, man. Because you will use it in vain, and the Lord will have to flip this whole society. You know, so I've been saying it for about a month or two now. Like, Boosie is going to be put to death, I feel like, before everything sets off, man, because he's already being targeted. And he's saying things above his pay grade. You know, I feel like the Lord's going to take this guy out soon. You know, that's what I perceive in the spirit.
I got something for that dude. This is Proverbs 8:36. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
You can't get around that. You can't get around that, man. This guy's...
Read one more time.
Yeah.
One more time.
Proverbs
Slow it down just a little bit.
Slow it down. It's Proverbs chapter 8, verse 36. That's right. Chop the food.
It says,
I gotta put it in subtitles or something.
Yo, the Lord just dissed you. Says, this is how the Lord feels about you. It says, but he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul.
You sinned against the Lord. The moment you even thought about going against the Lord, nigga, you done fucked up. No, you done fucked up.
Hey, real quick, Boosie, you know, I know they said it was old and it kind of resurfaced. Boosie had got his 12-year-old son, and his nephews, cousins or whatever, some top, you know, some superhead. Yeah. You know, what type of you know what that is? That's some project ghetto shit. Like, yeah, Jake went through that shit and might have done certain things back in the 90s, 80s, whatever, because of the dysfunctional upbringing. But if you already went through the dysfunctional upbringing and made it through, you one of the ones that made it through. You got millions, you got, you know, stacks, racks on racks, whatever what they call it today. Why would you purposely put this on your son and your relatives into something that's dysfunctional? He's a project baby. All right, because you got hood niggas. There's a difference. And a lot of people probably might not know this or whatever. There's a difference between projects and hood. You got hood niggas on a block, and then you got project niggas. It's a different monster dealing with project and dealing with the hood. You know, just the block type shit. And dudes of the streets know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Those that from there, because, you know, it's a different monster. You dealing with different dysfunctions. You got dysfunctions going on in dysfunctional families. What's the dude? Eddie Griffin. He did a nice little back in the day stand up comedy. He called it dysfunctional families, man.
Dysfunctional family shit.
You know, because it's shit that ain't up the norm. Shit that goes on within the hood or the ghetto. And you'll be like, no, what the fuck? How you live through that? But Boosie got millions, got acres of lands, got you know what I'm saying? And he's purposely projected this upon his children.
Passing it on because he ain't never learned no better.
And that goes back to Hosea 4:6, man.
And what it is Jake, especially of that culture, they suffer from PTSD. You know, it's post-traumatic stress disorder. They not only just deal with that shit in the armies, Jake deal with that shit in the hood, man. And definitely if you've been involved in situations to where, you know, he's been in jail, you know, he's been shooting people, he probably got shot at and everything like that's trauma. You know, he's dealing with trauma. So even when you're dealing with trauma, you know, you really don't know how to process and deal with certain situations. You just lash out. And not only that, you can't forget that you got these 5G towers bugging people the fuck out as well. So a lot of people got their emotions all in a bunch, and the only way you're going to be able to maneuver through it is by having the wisdom and knowledge of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi.
Right.
Isaiah 33:6. If you don't have the wisdom and knowledge of the Lord, you ain't going to know whether you coming or going.
Hey, real quick, bring that out.
Deuteronomy 28:46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Now, what is that? What book are we reading from? Deuteronomy 28, the later half. So it's saying what? Read that again.
Deuteronomy 28:46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
Hold on. Slow down.
And they shall be upon thee.
What shall be upon thee? The curses, the trauma that the brother's talking about. They shall be upon thee from what? Us disrespecting the Lord, us not obeying the Lord. Go ahead.
For a sign and for a wonder.
For a sign and for a wonder. So when you look at us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what's all you see? Dysfunction. All you see is trauma. Byword. Everything that goes hand in hand with that, right? Boom. Being younger. If you ever been to, you know what I'm saying? This is just being younger. This wasn't me personally, but being to a therapist, you know what I'm saying? And they having to say, you know where you get everything from? Your father, your mother. And they went through the line and told every single person that. And then when you really get to it, where do we get it from? Our mother, our father. Why? And that's truth. Because what? It all goes back to the curses. Everything is passed down generation to generation. Not literally from your biological father, but from you going through things through your past life. Now, when you come back, you're still suffering those same things. And it's just being passed down generation to generation to generation. We constantly go through it because we can never learn from it unless the Lord open our eyes to be able to see it. That's why we're able to talk about this now in a healthy way and to actually try to heal through it through the spirit of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. But that ultimate healing is not going to come until we all put within that kingdom and we all set perfect again, man. You know?
Hey, just to add real quick, this is why right at this time, you know, you have homosexuality on a rise, right? And you got certain spokesmen of people who radio hosts and they and whatever celebrity status and a mouthpiece, they push this mental illness upon black people. Black people got a high doses of mental illness. You got Joe Buttons, Charlemagne, and so on. Why is they saying that? Because now homosexuality is in. Homosexuality have basically taken on the rights of what they call it. Oh man, damn. I can't think of the name, but I know what was it? You know, not civil rights, but basically homosexuality have attached itself to black people.
No, yeah, well, yeah, you're right, brother. Homosexuality, the gay rights has attached themselves to civil rights.
Right.
Okay,
And
because these people run their rights on a civil rights platform. Okay, with you so-called liberals. Okay, instead of you fighting for I guess for financial power. Okay, You're fighting over toilet seats and countertops, man. You know, that's essentially what you are fighting for, man. You know, just to show you how much of a low level Jake is on, man. You know, but it's really through the spirit and power of Yahawah BaHaSham. This is not your rest, man. So for you to try to have equal power or even to be treated fairly, you know, okay? You think Esau's gonna take his foot off the gas, man? You know, okay? From the top all the way down to the bottom, man. Okay, look at that jogger that got killed in Georgia, man. Okay, all right, jogging or going about his way, and here it is. You have some Edomites who on a low level, okay, popping some trailer trash, basically that put him to death, man. Okay, all right, and really, hey, whoever died being innocent, man. So hey, it was rendered through the spirit and power of Yahawah BaHaSham, and it was well ordered, man. You know. But you jakes ain't getting it, man. Okay? You don't see the unseen hand, man, that's against you, man. That's your problem, man. Okay? Everybody knows who their enemies are, man, but you people don't know who your enemies are, man. Okay? Do the false pseudo of Christianity. Okay? All right? You don't have no enemies. Okay? You know, you're this world of some rosy colored glasses and white, they're striving for white picket fences, okay? You know, working yourself to death, okay? You got jakes that's well into their 70s, still working, man. Still trying to chase that American dream, man. Okay? You see?
Hey, but you know, I know this brother wants to speak. But the point that I wanted to make was that, you know, the reason why you see a lot of promotion of so-called, you know, on social media, mainstream media, of this thing called mental illness dealing with black people now. When mental illness was going back to Mambala, okay, going back to the time when Esau Edom was even saying that a mental illness is someone of a homosexual type of practice. You know, if you practice that type of lifestyle, you had a mental illness. Now it's no longer a mental illness, so now black people got a mental illness. You know, and all the things that we went through, the trauma, the roaches, the rats, the projects, the street, the police beatings, we should have a mental illness. But really, we don't have a mental illness. We're stronger than we ever been. Okay? The elect is stronger, you know, the elect come from that. And the elect is not mental illness. Believe in the scriptures, they'll call that a mental illness. You know?
And we even dig on a carnal level, man. We dead already, man. Even just like, you know, brothers that's subjected to the hood, you know. Hey, man, you basically got to dodge bullets. You don't know what's coming right now. You don't know if the bullet was meant for somebody else to hit you, man.
That's not a mental illness.
Yeah, we already in the battlefield, man. So what? Yo, listen. So Esau, bring it, man. We already have been through what it is, everything that it is, man. Okay. You don't have anything else better offer to the table, man. Okay? All right? We know through the scriptures, man, we got a kingdom waiting for us, man. What you got to offer us, man? Okay?
Stimulus check.
You know, stimulus check, man. You know? And thank you for the stimulus check, though. We'll receive the check, and we're still going to curse your monkey ass out, man. Okay? We're still going to curse you out, man. What you got, brother?
Hey, what you got, y'all?
Oh, no, I dropped it.
Okay.
I got something real quick. This is the book of Psalm chapter 94, verse 20, right? And it reads that it says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi, is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge."
Hey, don't we need somebody that's going to stand up for the innocent? I mean, at least we're innocent in a way that we can't control our society, man. We don't have nothing. You don't have no rights. You know, you're compacted, and you have a government which pushes you into ghettos. All right, you're stacked on top of each other. You know, they issue drugs and guns in your community. You know, so the nature of a man will be, let me protect mine and be territorial.
Right.
You know, let me make money where I can survive.
That's right.
So you got Jake that'll survive off of some ill means, but do that make him wicked? This is the society and the environment. What they say, you are a product of your environment. You know, so you become what your environment is. So you just a stone cold criminal, man. Esau is a fucking serial killer. Esau is the one that go into the schools and shoot up. You know, he got bullied, so he gotta go into school with an AK amongst freaking 10th graders and 11th graders, high school, and shoot up the whole goddamn school. Jake don't do that. All the shit that we've been through, slavery, through the oppression, you know, the bullying. We've been through bullying. Back when I was growing up, and it ain't been too long ago, because I'm not an old type cat, man. So, but I remember, I'm not that old, man. But I remember growing up in school. This is stuff that I grew up off when I started to learn my city. I had to learn my city. We all got to learn our city. You walk through blocks. You went through avenues. I had to learn avenues. I had to learn where I was walking from school from. So at that time, man, listen, there were guys. It was way more people in the streets. All these niggas are locked up and dead right now. It was way more niggas out here. Where you couldn't walk up through blocks. You couldn't walk up through a street in the avenue. If you knew, oh, that was the posse of Ave Ave or Posse Click, whatever the click was called, you would be like, nah, I ain't walking up there, bro. We're going to walk around. We're going to walk on the neighbor block around because we don't want to go through that. You got Esau talking about bullying. Man, we've been bullied all our life. You know, unless you had a brother, older brother, cousin, or you was related and with some type of gang type mentality, and then you had help. But other than that, we've been bullied. Jake never went to the school and said, I'm going to shoot up everybody. That's Esau type of mentality. And now Esau has put that same mental illness upon Jake, man. Now you dumbass Jakes thinks that y'all got mental illness. We don't have no mental illness. We of Yahawashi.
Hey, one scripture real quick. Is Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that just goes into the fact of how the brothers said, like, Edomites, they the ones that go shoot up schools. They the ones that go do this, and the third. They just fucked up from the start, and they don't even realize why. Because it all goes back to what y'all forefather. That's what it all goes back to. Since y'all messing up with the Most High, and y'all been cursed ever since. That's why you just all messed up in the head. That's why you just bound to destroy everything, because you know that you're not loved at the end of the day. You don't have the love of your father. What do they usually talk about with a young kid that grows up in the ghetto? Even within the scriptures say what? A man that's born as a woman is of a few days and full of trouble. Why? Because that man is not there. So Esau, you just a young bastard that's just going about wilding the hell out because you're not receiving the love from your father, man.
And now he got technology. Technology is his father. So we all got to be under technology, because technology is our God now. No, it's not. Yahawashi is our father, and Yahawashi is our savior. And he's going to come back and meet you, man.
I can make a point, and brothers talking about basically being a survivalist. All right, but Jake is in the projects, man, and that alone, that you could rest your case on that. It is, you're in the projects, all right, which you go back into what, the poor LIGO experiment. All right, Esau knows that you put all these Jakes on top of each other. All right, here it is, you got, like over here in this area or whatever, you got projects on top of projects. 5 blocks down, you got fucking 20 acres worth of park.
Right.
So Esau put you in these predicaments to see what you're going to do. So hey, going into the title, the devil is in the details.
It's like a maze, man.
Yeah.
And try to make it out of the maze. You ever see a mouse trying to get out of maze? No, man.
This time.
It's walls everywhere, preventing him from getting out. So when you see that one token Jake able to make it out of the projects, we gotta reel him in. He gotta be one of us. He could provide some type of influence amongst the rest of them, give him a false sense of hope and dream. That's the devil for you.
Whenever there's an experiment, an accepted experiment, where mice is finding their way out, and then they help other mice to find their way out. Never. So like you said, if there's a mice that find its way out of this life system, you know, this life experiment of Esau having us as slaves and being bunched up on top of each other, he can't let you let the other mice out. So he got to grab you onto himself. He got to blackmail you. He got to put you through shit to where, you know, you got to be against your people. So you're going to join the party of the Black Boule. You will be a T.I. You will be a Snoop Dogg. You will be a Jay-Z. You will be that.
Just like that movie, More Money with the Wayans brothers.
More money,
Hey,
More money.
you know,
That's
number
that
one
shit
guy.
right there.
Yeah, you my number one guy.
Yeah, I got something real quick, right? You know, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach?
That's my speech. Yeah.
Shall tribulation or distress,
The questions are rhetorical, man.
right? Or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword?
Hey, can I add two?
Right, real quick. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter, man. We already been sheep for the slaughter, man, in this place, man. It's already been set up from our birth, man. Okay? We already been dealt that losing hand, man. You know? Okay? We already dead. Like I like to always say. You know?
Salaki, and that's what's going to piss these devils off, because we're going to win with a losing hand. You know?
We're more stronger than when we're weak.
Right.
Stronger when we're weak.
The Lord makes it sufficient for us to get through what we have to get through, man. Right? It says, verse 27, right? Right? I'm going to read it on through. It's 3 more verses. Right? Nay, in all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, but hey, Paul said what? To die is gain. So he knows through the spirit that to be away from this world, man, is a gain in itself, man.
Better.
You know? Okay? You listen, man. It's like now, here it is, man. We this place here, Babylon, is a sinking Titanic. Okay? All right? And here it is, though. You want to offer us a fucking blow pop. That's what you're offering us, man. You know? Okay? Knowing that we know that we have something better for us stored up, man. Okay? Right? It says.
Hey, real quick, just to for brothers to put yourself into that image. Look at Esau. When we watched earlier how they talked about the chip and everything, and then the API jet and stuff like that. When you look at Esau just as a man. They're convincing you to be according to their system, to keep their system alive on earth. Early in camp, brother made a good point in how these bodies are loans. It's better for us to even be dead. It is better for us to just be dead in the flesh, but alive in the spirit of Yahawah BaHaSham. You gotta understand. Once you understand and grasp that, why would you fear this shit? Why would you fear Esau and the shit that they talking about? Even if they take everything from you, it's easier said than done. But this is the knowledge in which the Lord gave us to understand and go through to get the wisdom. Wisdom is experience. So that's why we talked about early in camp that even a righteous man is gonna be scared, man. He gonna get them, you know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, yo. I don't want to die, you know. You're gonna get them motions, man. You're in the flesh,
right? That's the flesh, though. But like I said, that we are being programmed, man, to live through the spirit. You know, right? Let me finish it up real quick. 2 more verses, right? Okay. It says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, distress, persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted for sheep as a slaughter. Nay, in all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things presented, nor things to come, nor heights, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the Most High, which is in Yahawashi Hamashiach, our power, man. You know? Okay? And listen, man, we ain't to fear nothing on 2 legs, man. You know? Okay, there's nothing here for you to offer us, man. Okay? Nothing here, man. Okay? We know that the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that has been given unto us, man. We understand, man. There's a kingdom waiting for us, man. Okay, and for you to try to create these scenarios and whatever type of narrative you want to twist and paint, you know, okay. We're not gonna give into what it is that you're offering, man. Okay, because we know that you need us to keep your kingdom going, man. Okay, but we also know that you need to put us to death, man, in order to upset the prophecy, man. But it's gonna come to naught, man. This is why this whole chipping thing, man, is gonna focus on you trials first, man. But it's well ordered for you wicked 2/3, man. Okay, we knowing, okay, us thinking fleshly, okay, oh shit, you know. But if we do the spirit, man, we know that who this is rendered unto, man. We know who this is for, man. Okay, scriptures talk about, man, that they shall be at hunger, but we shall be full. You know, or thirsty, we should be hungry, man. Okay, we want to be those guys that's laughing at you, man, with alcohol in our breath, man. Eating and drinking good, man. You know, watching the destruction of you people, man, who looked at us as a spectacle, man. Okay, and scoffed, man. Okay, all right, and not listening to what we were telling you was coming, man, and to see it to come upon you, man. Okay, the Lord's gonna be with us, man, because the Lord said that He's gonna mock you when your fear cometh, man. Right. You see?
Hey, I just want to say, you know, when Paul spoke this scripture, and he spoke it with, you know, with perfect understanding, and none of us, you know, we hope to have that perfect understanding. Let me say that. And when that time comes, the elect is going to have that perfect understanding to understand what Paul wrote. Now, Esau is after everlasting life. The elect of the Lord is after everlasting life. There's a race going on.
Right.
Esau believes he's going to win, but the elect believe they're going to win through what? The word of Yahawah. When Esau is playing carnally on his own ways, but using the word as a foundation. So who really going to win? The original or the fake?
Right.
You know?
Because
Fool's gold.
John the Revelator saw who's going to win, man. So this is this is Revelation chapter 15, verse 2 straight to the point. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten victory over the beast. And over his, so the beast didn't get victory over us. We got victory over the beast, Lord willing, we be those men. Which the beast is what? NATO, man, in the EU. Says that had gotten victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having harps of the Most High.
Hey, man, we're gonna be dancing on that glass platform, man. You know, that and looking down at that disco inferno, man. You know, that's what basically what's going on, man. Okay. We're gonna rejoice. We're gonna rejoice in that time, man.
Tap dancing.
We're gonna rejoice in that time, man. Okay. You know? Okay.
I just got a definition of victory on Merriam-Webster dictionary. The first one, it says the overcoming of an enemy or antagonist, achievement of mastery or success in a struggle or endeavor against odds or difficulties.
See that?
What's that?
Definition of victory.
I got a victory scripture. This is Daniel chapter 7 verse 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Talking about ancient Roman Empire, which is now the new Roman Empire, America, Babylon the Great. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given unto his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I am.
All right.
To a brother that's greater than you.
All right, and let me read. I want to read something right here. These are lyrics, right? This is a group called the Police, and the lead singer was Sting. Okay, and I believe that he's a Jake. Okay, now the song is called "Wrapped Around Your Finger." Okay, and I want to read like the last parts of this song, and it reads, "Devil in the deep blue sea behind me, vanish in the air, you'll never find me. I will turn your face to alabaster when you'll find your servant is your master." And it's deep. That's heavy right there, man. That's heavy right there, man. You know? And really, essentially, what it's talking about is that him being caught up in the chariot, basically saying,
Break it down.
right. It says, "Devil in the deep blue sea behind me, vanish in the air, you'll never find me." You know, and basically being caught up with the Lord, man. Vanish in the air, you'll never find me. I will turn your face to alabaster, and really, it's talking about that nuclear destruction. Okay, you know, really, burnt to powder, man. Alabaster, man. Right? Okay? When you'll find that your servant is your master. Okay? And that's really that deliverance, man. You know?
It's like spirit.
Hey, brothers want to tell me?
I got a scripture that backs it up.
Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. "And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them." That's
Right.
the lyrics right there.
And really, when you go to the beginning of the song, the title of the song is "Wrapped Around Your Finger," right? And then when you get to the last chorus of the song, it says, "You'll be wrapped around my finger."
That's right.
So you get roll version.
Yeah, that goes into remember what Isaac said to Esau. He was saying that you're gonna have the dominion over the earth, the fatness of the earth, but basically you should be giving it to the hand of your brother.
That he shall serve.
Bring it back one more time. Break down.
Let's go.
Break it down one more time.
All right.
You gotta break it down a little slower.
Yeah.
A little slower.
Okay.
Not the whole thing is entirety.
All right. Let me get it. This is the last few minutes of the song, right? It says,
On that bad boy.
right? It says, "Devil in the deep blue sea behind me, vanish in the air, you'll never find me."
You gotta break that in half.
And that's really being the deliverance, man. Vanish in the air, you'll never find me. And this, the Thessalonians, how we gonna be caught up in the air?
Wasn't Solomon 5:1?
5-1, yep.
One more again.
Right?
One more again.
Devil in the deep blue sea behind me.
Devil in the
Deep blue sea.
All right, behind me, right? When you break it down right there, when you caught up in the air, and because Esau so-called going to be up there in space, right? Out of space or whatever, having their nuclear weapons, them being able to see down on the earth. But when you caught up in the air, and you looking down, what? You see the blue obviously because of the waters.
Right.
You see in the sea of glass because the water's reflecting back up into the atmosphere and making it look blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we been caught up in the air. So go ahead.
Devil in the deep blue sea behind me. Vanish in the air, you'll never find me.
So when we vanish at this point, is obviously what? Because we caught into the chariot. Somebody, real quick, Isaiah
26 and 20.
Yes,
Isaiah.
you the man. You the man, brother. You the
Come
man.
my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Slow it down.
Come my people.
Slow it down.
Come my people.
Bring it back.
Come my people.
Okay.
Enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee.
What?
Yes. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment.
What?
Until the indignation be overpassed. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their their iniquity.
Okay.
The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain.
Let's go.
Bring it back one more time.
This Isaiah chapter,
Slow it without the sound effect.
I got it. This is Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Into thou into thy chambers.
But
Same way how I was getting into the song and all of that, being brought up, the glass and all of that. Go ahead.
And shut thy doors about thee.
And now shut the doors about thee. So what? When we vanish, it's because we entering into the chamber doors of the chariots.
Right.
Go ahead.
Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed.
So when we hide ourselves for a little moment from the indignation, when you're talking about the alabaster and all that in the fire, it all goes hand in hand. This devil knows the scriptures,
Yeah, you know.
but we know it that much more better.
Right.
That's the difference.
We organic and he's GMO. We organic and he's GMO. He knows. We know that Esau, Edom, starting with the elites, know the scriptures. This is why you got the regular smoking Joe Edomites who may, break down certain news. You call yourself a YouTuber. You want to get your band together to come against certain laws that they come against the Constitution. But in all reality, this is all Bible prophecy, and a lot of them that's banning doomsday prepping and banning against the government coming against their own constitution, they claim that they're Bible based. If you Bible based, you should understand the scriptures. This is all biblical. It's going to happen. Concentration camps are going to be open. All right. There's going to be a lot of Jakes gunned down. There's going to be a lot of Edomites gunned down. There's going to be beheadings. All right. There's going to be a forced vaccine. There's going to be forced microchips, which is the mark of the beast. There's going to be forced cannibalism. Okay, cannibalism is going to be it's going to end up happening because of a famine of food and water. What we telling you is the Bible. All right. Now you can get mad, say what you want to say, but guess what? The Lord is doing these things for what? The elect's sake, man. That's it. Y'all brothers got it. It's very rude.
When you get into that alabaster, man, it's like a white, powdery, milky pearl, translucent, porcelain, fair ivory color. And it says that their face shall return to alabaster, man, and that's really going into that powder, man.
It's like an
Okay, I'm turning into that powder, man.
Yeah.
When he looked,
Yeah. What's that movie with Tom Cruise when they get
Black World of Wars.
War
of Worlds or something like that.
Yeah. War of the World.
Well, we check out Leviathan. We did a lesson on that years ago. We kind of went off on it, but me and the brother kind of corrected it. We got rebuked for it or whatever, reproved for it. But Leviathan. Don't forget about Leviathan, the Lord's creature that's in the ocean. All right, when he starts foaming at his mouth, it's going to bring forth a clog within the ocean waters, a foam, hot water, and when he revealed himself, his eyes, it's going to play upon these Edomites and their Navy army, man. That's your ass, man.
The Lord also going to bring them strange apparitions too.
Yeah, can't forget about that.
Can't forget about
Because
that.
somebody don't believe that can happen, actually can happen, because Lord can make it happen. So, okay, you don't think this can happen, he'll actually make that happen.
And it's the thing, though, and that's why that's not far-fetched, because even apparitions is what? Like spirits, ghostly spirits.
Yep.
You can see an angel, a righteous angel, flash before you, a wicked 2/3 for him to catch a heart attack. But then you're going to have angels, which are guiding brothers, man. Things are going to happen in a supernatural form, you want to call it, okay? In these latter days, man, and we ready and we prepared. We hopefully the Lord prepares for it and get us ready to go through that. Hopefully, being that we are of the righteous and of the elect, man. That's why we do these works. That's why we speak these scriptures. You got a lot of people out here not understanding why we so gun hold on the scriptures, and how could you truly believe in the scriptures? What faith you got? Then it's a lot of them saying, well, I can't really, you got a lot of Edomites. you know, that we're like, they got great faith. What they saying, they believe what they believe, man. I want that. You know, little redneck hillbilly cracker. I want that. They believe what they saying, you know, and they look at these lessons like the hopeful lecture. Look at the lesson, you know, jotting down precepts with a notepad, going through the scriptures and you know and rehearsing it, praying, knowing the name of the Lord, because they want what we have, which is the Qadash, which is the Spirit, Holy Spirit, man. You know,
man. You know, there was this quote in that Jordan documentary, man, The Last Dance. He said, when you've been dominating for someone for so long, the last thing you want to do is give them hope. You know, he was talking about when the Pistons was whooping their ass and shit, man. But here it is, man. I thought that as a spiritual aspect, man. Of course, we of course filter everything through the spirit, just like we do with the lyrics. We filter everything through the spirit, man. That's powerful as fuck, man. You know, but here it is, man. You know, that's how Esau been dominating us, all right, since like well, even before 1619, man. But that's when he, you know, was coming over here. Well, 1492, when he first came over here, dominating us, man. All right, enslaving us, man. And then he's putting stumbling blocks before us. Brothers getting into the projects. You know what comes from the projects, man? But fucking disasters, man.
the function.
You know, dirt and grime and nastiness, man. Niggas gotta share one bathroom in there. Wonder why it's pissing, but in the stairways and hallways.
Why the hallways smell like piss?
Yeah, it's disgusting as shit. Niggas leaving it garbage, but you know, anyway, man, through the scriptures, now we finally have hope, bro. All right? And just like the quote said, when you've been dominating someone for so long, the last thing you want to see is them get hope. And now we got hope in Yahawah, and we're displaying our faith, man. All right, by works, bro. Right. So that got Esau all fucked up, bro.
Because that's what it was in hardcore bondage. That's why when you have brothers like Nat Turner and so on and so forth, you know what I'm saying, being able to read it. That's why they didn't want us to read. Revelations 1 and 3. Gotta bring it out. Somebody. Why ain't nobody on it yet? Revelations 1 and 3. Bring it out. You should have been on it already. Let's go.
This is Revelations 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
Blessed is he that readeth. You best believe during hardcore bondage times, Esau already read that. That had to be his primary reason, beyond other than knowing the exact truth of why they didn't want us to read the scripture. They know once we read, it's over. It's a wrap. Because how the brother said, that gives us hope.
Right, and that's an old Edomite proverb, man. You want to hide anything, put it in the book.
Yeah.
What happened was that was a little secret proverb that was amongst themselves, though. But what happened, though, man? The cat was out the bag, man, and then it was made
in the early 2000s. In the early, because I remember I was young and I was locked up in the early 2000s, and it got brought back out, and it was talking about how Edomite wrote that, and you know what I mean, and stuff. I don't know.
Look. When you watch the movie series of Nat, right? It's a little, you know, we know it's of Nat Turner.
Yeah.
Now, when you watch that movie, Nat Turner, he not only started reading the Bible and learning words, okay, as far as the English language, the Edomite taught him that. But when he started to understand the scriptures, when the words were enlightening and resonating with him, he started to be oppressed himself, because he had a woman he loved, and he knew that
he knew better.
They fucked on his woman. Yeah. So he started to use the scriptures and started to understand the scriptures. Let me say, first off, understanding the scriptures, and started going to the plantations when they was using him, when Esau thought that he could preach to the slaves and they will obey.
Right.
But instead, he was igniting them.
Right, exactly.
With scriptures that would resonate with them to be more, to fight for themselves. You know, and Esau, he didn't understand it because he didn't know the scriptures.
Right.
He was sitting there going, "Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. they just started praising. I like that. He got the morale. He doing something. He's doing something. But not knowing that it was against them. So Esau got hit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we didn't let him know to read the Bible. Now the Bible's against us. That's why you got foolish niggas out here that are saying, like, oh, the Bible, the white man wrote that. This white man ain't writing no Bible, man.
Man, this is why the Lord said, I set forth the apostles last, man. This is the last thing that is moving. This ain't no movement. This is of the spirit. A movement is something of man. This is something of the spirit that the wind carries, man. That's the spirit of Yahawashi. That's why this is coming last. And that's why it's hitting so hard amongst all of us brothers across the four corners of the globe, man. And it can't be stopped. You got it?
This is Acts chapter 5, verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it.
Why the hell vocab alone can't get that scripture? That's one scripture that will cut.
Because he Edomite.
It's not that he's just an Edomite. It's because he's an agent. It's because he been sent from higher above. If he was genuinely about the scriptures, this is a cut on you 2/3 that follow that nigga, that follow that crack, that demon, man, that demon. Okay, if you was really about the scriptures, that scripture alone, read it again.
This is Acts chapter 5, verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
There you go. So there's no contention.
Yeah.
There's no fighting against a group that's teaching what they believe. There's many groups out here. When I was in college, you could create your own sorority, man. You could create your own religion group. When I was in college, there were people that did that shit. So I knew back then, before I even knew the word. When I was in college, I didn't know the word. But I knew back then that you could create whatever it is that you believe. People fake their own sorority. If they wasn't of Kappa, Alpha, Omega, and all the rest of that Greek shit, they would create Psi, Fu, Phi, whatever. And they would put initials, Greek letters together to represent, and they would come up with their own colors. It'll be pink, black, blue. Even if it probably didn't match. Pink, black, blue. But that was the what? You had the power to create that. Read that again, one more time, Adam.
Real quick, they have I just looked at the definition of freedom of religion. The right to practice whatever religion one chooses.
One chooses, right?
That's an act, you know.
Yeah, but vocab Malone, he's so studied and so steady upon the Israelites to debunking us as if we're not the Israelites. But meanwhile, prophecies is taking its course. Right now, we're witnessing that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast.
Ain't nothing he talking about.
It's going to be forced. There's other Israelite groups that don't believe it, but now they're shaking in their boots. They may not admit it, but they're shaking in their boots.
Exactly.
Okay? They're trying to determine whether should I be prideful or should I not be prideful? Shall I agree? Shall I not agree? I ain't GreatMillStone though. I ain't giving no glory to GreatMillStone.
Those are the bombs.
You know? So it's a lot of going on. Can you read that again, Doc?
Yep, Acts 5 and 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men.
Hold up. The scriptures say refrain. What refrain mean? Leave.
Yeah.
Get away from them.
Yeah.
Refrain from these men. Go ahead.
6 feet COVID.
Yeah. and let
COVID-19.
Yeah.
He's still visiting guys who teach the word of the Lord with COVID-19.
Yeah.
And I ain't watched the clip. I ain't see that brother's clip. All I saw was a snippet. And he ain't had no mask on. I don't know if he did from the beginning or what, but from what I seen, he ain't have a mask on. Go ahead, Doc.
It said, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men.
Wait a minute. Who's saying this? Is man saying this? Or is the Bible saying this? I thought we believe in the Most High. I thought we believe in the higher power, right? If the Bible's saying this, why are you still attacking the Israelites?
Right.
Go ahead.
For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it.
Exactly. You cannot overthrow it. So why you, vocab Malone, not attacking those that are against the scriptures? Why you not against those that are out there in Israel, Tel Aviv, dealing with homosexuality? You know, why are you not dealing with the wicked? Why are you not dealing with those who purposely, you know, come against the scriptures and the laws of the Bible? Why is it an attack on us when we believe the Bible and holding the Bible dearly to our hearts and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and obeying by it to the best of our belief, right? But what about when you got Israel, Jerusalem, and you got something called Tel Aviv, when you got known homosexuals to parade in the land which the Lord said he loved?
On Rawchaa Boulevard.
Rawchaa Boulevard, as the
I
brother
believe
said.
that's where the parade ends at. Rawchaa Boulevard, which you
Yeah.
saw at the end of the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
So vocab Malone to the rest of you guys out there that are not plugged in, okay, to the truth. That's why you gotta watch GreatMillStone. You gotta watch the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, man, to see what the real is. If you're not plugged in, you're gonna think vocab is somebody who you think you should spar with.
Right.
Don't spar with that devil.
Right. You're wasting time.
Is a waste of a time. He's not about, okay, really debunking you. He's sent.
Right. Yeah.
He's sent
Right.
as an agent.
He wears a hat.
Yeah.
He don't care about what you believe in. It doesn't matter. He's not according to the scriptures. He's not genuine. So why would you spar with somebody that's not actually genuine in what they believe in the scriptures?
Right.
I would rather spar with a Christian, a so-called Christian, because I understand that he believes in what he believes. Vocab Malone don't believe in what he believes.
Right. He don't,
All right?
He don't respect you Israelites, man. First and foremost, though, man. He don't respect Israelites, though, and he blasphemed the name of the Lord, man. He even made skits of it about it, man. Okay, all right. This guy, he's set up, and it's easy to see because this guy has racked up so many freaking flyer miles, man. Okay, all right. Visited every single camp, basically. Okay, and then he ended his tour with the apostles, man. So it was all set up, man. Here it is, though. Every crack and crevice where the men of the Lord are preaching in these the dilapidated downtown areas, though, man. Here comes this snake, okay, finding them.
And notice he pops up on guys that's like like not saying I want to say brothers are unusual. I'm no disrespect to brothers. You know, all us brothers don't get the view count that we should get by teaching the truth. But you got brothers that it's like unusual. I ain't seen the brother. I ain't even subscribed to that brother channel. You know what I'm saying?
But he's trying to find a weak link.
What he thinks is a weak
What
link.
he thinks is a weak
Right.
link within the doctrine, man.
Right.
Okay? But with all the brothers, man, are speaking the same thing, man. Okay? Vocab, you're not on no level, man. You're not on no level. We know that you're set up, okay? And really, nobody should even be taking the time to really deal with him, man. I mean, we already used him for edification's sake, man. Okay?
Mills, what's that? For the grits, that saying that Apostle Gabar uses? Grind for the, you know what I'm talking about. Grits for the, yeah. That's
Spirit used him.
You know?
Yeah,
And you know, hey, listen, man. You know, we don't use him for that season and occasion, man, to edify the elect, man. Anybody else still found this clown or trying to reconsider or you're on the fence, man? You're not. Listen, you're not of the elect, man.
Hey, look, brother. If you're an Israelite, bro, look, this to you brothers out there in different camps, man. If you're an Israelite, all right, you're not getting if you seeking, you go use this guy. Hey, you know what? Let's use, in your mind, you be like, let's use vocab for edification for the scripture's sake. We're going to hit him with some questions, and then he going to respond back, and then, we're going to cut him, and the brother's going to know. The true brother's going to know. True sister's going to know. You can't use vocab like that, okay? Vocab is not in it for sparring session. It doesn't matter about you bringing out a scripture and cutting them. He's been with different camps that. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
That's the battery. Yeah, we good.
Y'all about 6 to what? You're like good 5, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll make the statement. I'm gonna shut up, man. Vocab is not a sparring session, man. Ignore that dude and walk away from him. Get him and excuse him away from you, man. He's not a sparring session. It's not like, you know, you get a different kid. Hey, he'll say, hey, man, that's why, you know, Salakia, Yahawah, Shema, Shah, proud be in the right spirit to say this, man. But brothers who teach this truth, don't be looking to be something, man. Don't use vocab to be your stepping stone to be something. Fuck vocab, man. You know, teach the word as you was before and enduring it, and let your garments be less blemish and spotless, man. You know, just serve Yahawah Shema Shah and teach the elect, and then warn, condemn as the Lord uses as messages to do so. But vocab come to your camp don't mean you a popular figure now, and now you should start handling yourself a certain way. Look, vocab is not a sparring partner. That dude is a straight up agent, man.
Right.
It's a fucking agent, just like the other guy. And I ain't gonna say his name. I hate that dude. I made the most I destroy that guy. I ain't saying his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, made the most I destroy that guy. You know,
Hey,
but
the hometown boy.
Yeah.
The homeboy.
That's the brother speak.
Yeah, but the Lord gonna destroy these type of guys, man. The Lord is out for these type of men. These men gotta continue on in their course to play their lot against the truth, just as well as we for the truth, man. So understand that, man.
But entertaining vocab is like that robot that comes on everybody's comment board. You ain't gonna entertain them to say,
Yeah,
right.
Shalom, or I like to be a friend. Yeah, I like to be a friend too. No, that's less than insignificance, man. Insignificant.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a precept.
Yeah, we'll bring this out right here.
All right, this is Amos chapter 9, verse 13. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes, him that sows seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people.
The hills is in representation of the other nations.
And I will begin again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, thus saith the Lord of power.
Right, and then that goes into the last part of the portion of this. This is Sting, the head singer of the Police. Okay, all right, which he's the Israelite, right? It says, right, devil in the deep blue sea behind me, vanish in the air, you'll never find me. I will turn your face to alabaster when you find your servant is your master, you know. And then it goes to switch the lyrics around. It says, "You'll be wrapped around my finger." All right. The title of the song is "I'll be wrapped around your finger," but the tables have. So the plow, the reaper, man.
Wow.
Now